Good morning,
Hi,
ma'am.
good morning, Rona.
Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Okay.
On July 27th, 2024, at about 9:20 PM, officers arrived on scene and observed two vehicles that had been involved in an accident. The witness stated she had been stopped at the light when she had been struck by the defendant's car. The witness stated she saw the defendant to be the driver of the car that struck her. The defendant stated she had been downtown and was on her way home. She admitted to having one beer. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. A 6 out of 6 was recorded on the HGN, a 7 out of 8 on the walk and turns, a 3 out of 4 on the one-legged stand. The DIC was read and the defendant considered to a breath test. The first result was 0.175 and the second result was 0.181.
All you said is there's an accident and she had missed one beer. Was there any slurred speech, bloodshot eyes, odor of alcohol?
Sure. Didn't summer to that. It looks like we just have the car crash and the admission of the one beer.
Can you hear me?
Judge, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I'm down in Galveston. Yes, sir. I'm here on Mrs. Morales.
Yeah. She's actually right in front of me right now, Michael.
I see it. Perfect. That's why I jumped on.
Have you heard PC yet?
No, sir.
All right. Do you mind reading it one more time?
Absolutely, Your Honor. On July 27th, 2024, at about 9:20 PM, officers arrived on scene and observed two vehicles that had been involved in an accident. The witness stated she had been stopped at the light when she had been struck by the defendant's car.
The short answer.
The witness stated she saw the defendant to be the driver of the car that struck her. The defendant stated she had been downtown and was on her way home. She admitted to having one beer. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. A 6 out of 6 was recorded on the HGN, a 7 out of 8 on the walk and turn, a 3 out of 4 on the one-legged stand. The DIC was read and a breath test was given for the first result of 0.175 and a second result of 0.181.
I didn't hear anything about any kind of slurred speech, odor of alcohol, bloodshot eyes. I didn't hear any of that, Michael. So I'm just finding no probable cause.
Okay.
You know, Ms. Morales, we have enough destruction on our streets, enough death from DWIs every single day. You know, just don't kill someone, please. If you're gonna drink, if you want to have 15 beers, 32 shots tequila, one button on your phone, $40 with an Uber will get you anywhere you want to go. Use it,
Sir.
please.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, man.
Take care.
Not happy.
Yes, I.
I'm not happy with you, man. You now,
That's the one, who picked up the PCS and felony report and they ended up dismissing it.
right, you're on probation in our court. A motion to revoke has been filed because testing positive. Oh, she picked up a criminal case. You picked up a PCS. Failing to blow in your device, failing to participate in program. So for now, I'm gonna have you take your seat in the jury box. Do you have a lawyer here today?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna appoint your lawyer today, and then we're gonna talk about how we go forward. Take a
Thank you,
seat.
sir.
Box, you're not allowed to leave. Please.
Your Honor, so the state has filed a motion to revoke community supervision on Ms. Gonzalez. I just spoke to Ms. Gonzalez about each of these, and so I'd like to be able to respond to them before the board if possible.
Sure.
Well, I would ask them to start with their motion though, actually.
So here's the deal.
Yes, Your Honor.
I have a lot of history with Miss Gonzalez, a ton of history you don't know about. And we've gone round and round with her testing positive for alcohol, you know, pills, meth, cocaine, alcohol, and it's literally been over and over, and it's been over. And now while she's on this probation, she tests positive for meth.
The night she tested positive for amphetamines, meth, and opiates, and on the March 5th, she tested positive for THC. She's also had skips on her device, 12 in February, 5 in January, 8 in December.
So I really think, and I warned her at the outset when she got on the probation that it was a problem, that I was going to put her in treatment. And I think that this is truly the only appropriate way to go forward because we gave her the opportunity to do this on her own and we multiple times and it's just not happening.
I have signed up for treatment, sir.
Ours is better. And I think that that's really the only appropriate course of action. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to amend your conditions to go into treatment. You know, I think that that's, you know, the evaluation is to do who.
Yes, go ahead, I'm sorry.
In terms of the treatment, Your Honor, is it that you are wanting it to be jail-based treatment or could it be facility?
No, well, I used to use,
It's too late. When we're helping ourselves to Tascasita, it's a 3 to 6 month program based on how to respond.
Your Honor, I have my father at home by himself, Your Honor,
gave you the opportunity, ma'am.
may I speak to you
Not gonna-
openly? Just for a second, Your Honor?
No, I've heard it before. You've told it to me time and again, and I've heard it time and again. And I'm sorry, but you know, we gave you the opportunity. You're testing positive for these.
Please,
So, Your Honor, I think when I spoke to her before, the only thing that we were talking about in terms of possible failed drug tests was a test that I showed from last month for marijuana. And so her explanation for that, Your Honor, is that she has broken her arm in 2 different places
Yes.
and pain management issues. Until we were here now, I'm only hearing about these other things. The only reason I bring it up, Your Honor, is because if she is having some type of issue with substances, I support treatment. I just question whether the jail-based treatment is the only possible option. Like, could she go into custody and be transferred from there into a facility where she has to be inpatient for 120 days or however many days you're requiring? Does it just have to be who, I guess is what I'm asking.
Here's the thing. Every time that I've done a TRAS on someone and have deviated from it, we've paid for it dearly. They've either picked up a new DWI, you know, a felony, just, and I really take homage in the TRASs because I tell you, every time we deviate from it and I acquiesce to something that you guys want or defense wants, we pay for it dearly and they end up in a worse position. And so that's why this has been an ongoing battle for 2 years. We've had an ongoing battle with Ms. Gonzalez for 2 years where it's been nonstop testing for this or testing for that. And I can show you the proof. I've got the proof. And now while she's on bond, she picks up a felony PCS. She's testing positive for these things, you know?
I would just add the felony PCS was
I get it.
dismissed
I get it.
it's my medication.
within 5 days of it being filed. So
I understand. I get it. But I really want to do it with the TRS. You know, I'm sorry, man, but that's what we're
I
gonna
can't
do.
leave my father, sir.
These are things that you think about when you're out there in the free world. We gave you the opportunity, Ms. Gonzalez. I'm not gonna argue with you.
No, sir, I'm not trying to argue with you, sir. I don't think the drug tests are, you're not, Your Honor, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to say you're not looking at it correctly, but maybe you're not remembering, sir. I haven't
So
drank
maybe
in
she wants a
15 years.
motion, maybe she wants a hearing on, maybe she wants a hearing on actually revoking her probation. if
Not
that's what-
revoking it.
So he's not.
Not revoking.
No,
You're just changing the conditions.
what I'm saying is, my drug tests, sir, those are my medications that you're calling out, sir. The Adderall.
Okay, stop.
Yes, ma'am.
Just I'm sorry.
Please, sir. Please, sir.
I'm not gonna argue. No, we tried this.
Can you please tell, his name is Steven, he's around the corner, that they're putting me in jail. How long am I gonna be?
It's all up to you. If
Your
you
Honor, I will
all the
do anything.
treatment,
I can't take my dad's not gonna have anyone to help him, sir. If we
I'm not gonna
please
argue with
look,
you, ma'am.
no, sir, I'm not trying to argue.
Had the opportunity.
I haven't drank in 15 years,
Thank you,
Your
Your
Honor.
Honor.
You have to look at my stuff. It's not right.